Hey guys, what's up? This is a clip from episode 38, Censorship, with DigitalJeff and RickMatamoros. We get to listen to Rick talk a little bit about the birth of fake news in American history and a little bit of false flags. Check this shit out. It's pretty crazy. As always, subscribe to the podcast.
Why is it that we usually ignore the fourth dimension?
Is this the human race of the future?
Aliens on the border.
You know, going back to this whole thing about the fake news, like this is another thing that we got to take back and put in real-time context. Most of the people that take just an ordinary survey history class, like just a history of America, you know, which would be, I suppose, post 1865 and onward.
Yeah.
Which, because there's like two, right? There's
Post-Civil
like
War, yeah.
Yeah, before the Civil War and then afterwards.
To,
yeah, you got it, history. So you're looking at the birth of fake news. Usually is centered around an event in the 1890s where I think it's called the USS Maine gets torpedoed by a Spanish ship, and
It's not the Lusitania?
No, I think it's, but it's
similar to that
it's a
event,
thing,
yeah.
right? Like, so it's the 1896, a boat gets blown up by a torpedo. We blame it on the Spanish. It's printed on the newspaper.
And Spanish War.
And then we go into invade Cuba in the Spanish-American War.
Yeah.
That's the birth of this, what we call the term yellow journalism or sensationalism. I mean, that's what we're taught in school, at least in high school or even in college. We're taught this. So most people, again, this is one of those things that at what point do people just conveniently forget that we've been taught that since the 1890s, they've been lying to us in the media.
Through the news, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's some mental conditioning that we remove the fourth wall and we're now participating, and we forget that we're the audience in a show. We're not participants. We don't have enough money to participate.
Yeah.
We just
Definitely don't.
can't. So we're the audience. They make us feel like we're participating. Then they ban us. Even this guy Jones is a millionaire. That first in '97, he made like $980,000 off his first movie.
Wow.
You know, like he just cut it in one of those things for the, pay the $100. You go in there, splicing it, cutting the videotape, making his DVD, making the master, editing it, all that stuff, and then boom, $980,000, and then he put it in his organization, started InfoWars, started all the whole thing. I mean, I've been a fan for a while, and not that I'm a fan, but it's just this is a source of information based on what I just said by substantiating they've been lying to us since the 1890s. I found somebody that wasn't lying to us.
Yeah, it came across with like clear cut, like these are facts. And I mean,
I wrote a lot of papers in college where I would cite Prison Planet or InfoWars as a conduit
source,
for where I was getting this information. So often they weren't the primary source, but they were the link that the hyperlink on the internet. Because you could use hyperlinks back then in college. I guess you could still use them now, but maybe people that got their degree in the 80s couldn't do that.
Couldn't
right?
do that, yeah.
They had to. But in any case, man, this is wrong what they're doing.
100%. It's a slippery slope. 100%. Because like, where does it stop? And it brings me to the idea of censorship through private entities like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, versus the censorship via the government.
Yeah, because they're only fake private entities.
Yeah,
they're totally fake. Like they're propped up by the deep state, or what we call the deep state.
Going back to that, there's
word's out there now, but
there's a fact. Like, you can Google this right now. Everyone
$600 million for the Washington Post that just when Bezos took over, and so the CIA just gave a grant to Amazon for $600 million. A year and a half ago. That's a lot of money.
Very interesting. If this is, I know I've Googled it because I heard it on Tinfoil Hat podcast. I was like, there's no way this is true. This is fucking crazy. So let me Google this shit. But if you Google LifeLock, I'm not sure if it was the FBI or CIA. I forgot, one or the other. Like the date that it ended was literally the same day that Facebook went live.
Yeah, that's correct. And LifeLock is connected to Prism, and Prism is a data mining software.
Yeah.
So it's all of that stuff is just where, again, like that phrase that I'm using, they're removing that fourth wall. They're letting us believe that we're active participants in this reality. It's a partial reality.
Yeah.
and where we can buy and sell stuff that is of no significance. And they've got us, man.
Follow us on Instagram at AOTB_cast, on Twitter at AOTB.cast. Check us out on Facebook. That's facebook.com/AOTBcast. Email us your questions, comments, anything at AOTB.cast@gmail.com. And as always, subscribe and give us those 5-star reviews.